The African Development Bank forecasts that Africa's youth population is set to reach 850 million by 2050, with 60% of the continent's population under age 25. Joining us now is technology correspondent Paul Ndiho with the details. Hello, Paul.
Thanks, Esther. Analysts believe Africa's growing youth population allows it to address its long-term development issues and harness its young people's creativity and innovation to drive economic development. Mthoba Chapi, Regional Communication Officer for Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom, says the foundation is launching an initiative to encourage investments in startups across Africa.
There's a lot of young Africans who are coming up, who are, creating initiatives that are, solving localized challenges using means that are available, digitalization, the advancements of different types of innovation. And they are making a living, they are creating jobs, and, not necessarily with the mindset of dispelling this image of Africa that is there internationally, but to help advance themselves, but also to help the young people who are driving these initiatives to get their projects into the international community so that they can get investment for their initiatives and their projects, so that people can see and people can reimagine Africa and invest in Africa and the African economic potential, rather than this mindset, that Africa is the continent that's only going to be, needing support from the international community through aid.
Fascinating stuff. What drives some of these young people? When you've talked to them, what are some of the stories they tell you? What drives them?
It's wanting to make a difference. It's wanting to make a change. It's also like, young people wanting to live a self-sustained life, which is, as a person who's representing a liberal institution, working for a liberal institution, is part of the liberal ideology. So they want to self-govern. They want to be the ones that are making a difference in their lives, and not necessarily also being employed. So they're looking at opportunities and what is available, or with what is available, to be able to make a life for themselves, to be entrepreneurs. The gig economy also, different forms of approaches to making themselves or advancing their lives on their own. A mindset that is certainly encouraging that the young people are not just sitting and waiting for things to happen. They're creating the opportunities for themselves.
How much of this is being driven by technology, access to internet and electricity?
To be able to convert one resource into another resource to be able to produce another product means that you need electricity. To be able to sell that product in a very competitive market, for an example, you need internet connectivity. You need to be able to communicate with people. You need contacts. So these are extremely crucial for young people. Internet access is extremely crucial, for example. So there are still challenges that are there. The cost of electricity is expensive. The cost of internet connectivity is expensive. But we believe that that is something that can change through competition, and competition is only going to come through when the right approaches in terms of good governance are brought in, but also the competition by the innovators and the entrepreneurs themselves. And even with those challenges, young people are still finding ways to remain relevant in the products that they are producing.
And I've talked to a lot of young people like yourself across the continent. They talk about the issue of unemployment. Any country you can look at, young people are highly educated. They don't have employment. They don't have a source of income. So how can initiatives like this maybe help some of these young people?
The young people want to make a living for themselves. They also want to transform the lives of their communities, which will also include creating opportunities for other young people, creating employment. We call on the international community to invest in the young people who are job creators, who are helping in the dispelling of this image of Africa that exists, and showcasing, the spirit of young Africans as survivors and, drivers of change and progress.
Mthoba Chapi is the Friedrich Naumann Foundation Regional Communications Officer. That's today's Tech Report. Back to you, Esther.
Thanks, Paul. Be sure to catch Paul Ndiho's Tech Report each Wednesday right here on Africa 54. And that's our show for today. Be sure to watch Africa 54 on our website at voaafrica.com. From all of us here in Washington, thanks for watching.